God damn. God damn.
There it is. There it is, man. What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing here today on your July 29th already? Kind of crazy, but July 29th already. And how's everybody doing on your July 29th, 258th edition of Unscripted, man? Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for another episode of Unscripted. As always, man, we appreciate you guys being here. As we're about to get into the week of wrestlings, which was rather um interesting.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good word. Um, Unfortunate. I like that. Yeah, so it was a rather unfortunate week of weekly wrestling TV. So obviously some things I liked, some things I didn't like from each show, man. So yeah, how's everybody doing here today? Like I said, for another edition of Unscripted. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Monday we are on here live after or what in the world? Every Tuesday. The next morning, we are live after Monday Night Raw at 12 p.m. Central. Like I said, on Tuesdays, not Mondays. I told you, you guys got to give me like a solid year to get used to saying Tuesdays. After saying Mondays for 5 years, but with that, yes, if you guys do not know how the show works, every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central, we are on here with Unscripted. Every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news, and for the WWE and AEW pay-per-views, we are on here live afterwards with the post-show review. Speaking of that, we will be live Friday with the news and the SummerSlam predictions. Saturday, we will be live with the SummerSlam Saturday night 1 post-show review. Sunday, we will be live with the SummerSlam Sunday night 2 post-show review as well, man. So you guys got us for 3 days straight this weekend. It's going to be a big weekend. I'm excited. Excited to cover the show. Hope the show turns out great. But if you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, we talked about the passing of Hulk Hogan. We talked about a bunch of other wrestling news, falling out with Travis Scott in WWE, The Rock, and him obviously not being able to appear. We talked about a bunch of good stuff, man. So if you guys did miss that, that is well for you guys on all platforms. That is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every single Friday at 3 p.m. Central for the news, man. So with that being said, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now get your hands on this as we speak with the link at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can get this beautiful piece of NHP merchandise live there as we speak, man. So with that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Eels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man, Sir K. Sir K, please go ahead and tell us what you're smiling about this evening, this afternoon.
Man, I'm excited. Gonna be a big weekend coming up. SummerSlam. Both nights we see Fantastic Four Friday night. I'm very excited for the weekend, man. Very excited. I'm pumped for the weekend. I'm gonna go home show. Yesterday didn't really make me any more hype for the show, but overall, man, I'm doing good. Just waiting. You know, I think I realized why we've been saying, we're so excited for these pay-per-view weekends
Mm-hmm.
every time we ask this question, man, because in wrestling, at least right now, that's the only fucking solace we get, because we usually don't get it from weekly television.
This is true.
So we really do look for all forward to these pay-per-view weekends, man. But overall, I'm doing good. Just excited for the weekend, man. Excited for the weekend. Like Durante, always ask, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Just excited for SummerSlam, and it's a great point you mentioned. A lot of it is not WWE's doing. A lot of it is just the sometimes, especially with WWE, the pay-per-views could feel like the only sort of time we get some sort of development, a big development at that, in certain storylines. So there's that, and then and then usually me and you try to load the weekends up with other shit. Like you said, we're going to catch Fantastic Four on Friday, so that's exciting. I'm excited to see how that turns out and how that segues us into the Avenger movies, so, or at least develop us further towards them. So I'm excited for that. When does the first one come out?
After Fantastic Four, the next movie in the lineup next year is Spider-Man, and then I think a month or two later is when Avengers should come out.
Oh,
So I
I'm
don't think
excited
we'll
for
have
that
another one.
Spider-Man, bro.
Very excited. I was seeing like some set photos and shit. Looks pretty good, man. Looks pretty good. I'm very excited. It's gonna be a big gap though between this one and their next movie, Spider-Man, which is crazy for them.
Did you
It's
hear
gonna be
that Spider-Man, the newest one that's coming out next year, is supposed to be like all like street level crime type of thing?
Oh yeah.
That
Even from some of the
sounds
set photos that leaked, you could tell. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, they said it's gonna be apparently it's supposed to be shot very old school. They like want to shoot at a lot of like locations, like actual locations, not like
Which
they
is good.
like not a lot of sets, which is dope. Um, Jumping over to to DC really quick. Did you also hear that Warner Brothers is very thrilled with Matt Reeves' Batman 2 script?
Oh, I'm sure. And like the way, you know, James Gunn always talks about, the Matt Reeves story. He always says like not yet, and this isn't happening right now. And they don't really talk a lot about like the other Batman that they're creating, man. It might just be me really wanting it, but I wouldn't be shocked if theirs are in the same universe. And genuinely, I hope so, dude. Those two characters interacting would be so perfect.
Um, Yeah, uh I wasn't really a big fan of it at first, but if he did want to do a trilogy and stick around for more, I can't trilogy in his own little world and then stick around for more and actually be in the DCU. I would not mind keeping him around. I love him. I love Robert Pattinson as Batman. I think he fucking killed it. I mean, that first one was like that was genuinely one of the best movies I ever fucking saw. That's one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. That shit was so good. It's got this motherfucker smiling like it's a Friday night, but 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 no, man. I mean, I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for that. But yeah, I'm excited for Fantastic Four. Like I said, I'm excited to see where the hell that brings us, like story wise, in terms of, like I said, getting closer to Avengers. But um, San Diego Comic Con happened this past weekend. That was pretty fire. That was pretty fire. I only pre-ordered one thing. And that was because they did it weird, so I didn't know if it was like an exclusive, but the one and only thing I did end up pre-ordering. I'm sure I'll, go on to get, the things that my heart really desires, but the only thing that I pre-ordered was the Supreme Will Osprey because they put it out on Jazzware's Vault. So I seen that first, and I immediately ran to Jazzware's Vault because typically on Jazzware's Vault you're looking at like a 1 of 3,000 or a 1 of 5,000. Like this shit is kind of like 9 times out of 10 when they put something on a Jazzware's Vault, that's because it's there's limited quantities of it. But then they also put it on Ringside, so I was like, oh, so is it not like an exclusive? Did they just put in it? Did they just put the Supreme line there now? So I ordered that because, like I said, I wasn't sure, and I wasn't gonna play the risk of seeing if it was limited quantities or not. But they put out some fire fucking shit, man. They really put out some fire shit. Um, Jazzwares, they got like a Prince Nana and Swerve 2-pack coming out. We did see a Swerve in that Fiend attire from that Texas Death Match a couple years ago. I think it was 2023 Full Gear with Adam Page. That was fire. They put out a Bash in Berlin CM Punk. That's definitely a get. They put out a War Games CM Punk. I think it comes in a 2-pack with Roman Reigns. They both got like the head scans from when they were both in the cage, like pissed off at each other. Uh oh, they put out a Ultimate Edition Cult Leader Bray Wyatt, which looked fucking incredible. So I'm excited for that. These motherfuckers, bro. They put out an Ultimate Edition Jacob Fatu, but they did the same thing they did with the Ultimate Edition Rhea Ripley, and they put him with a fucking ring. So if you want Ultimate Edition Jacob Fatu, you have to pay $150 and get a ring with it. Like, dude, I don't want the fucking ring. I just want the Jacob Fatu. But
it even those like nice like scaled up rings, or is it one of those like small play rings?
it is one of the nice scaled up rings. That's why it's so
Oh,
expensive. So I mean,
mm,
I guess. I guess it's not, it's not a
it's not
complete
horrible.
loss, I guess, but god damn, I wanted to pay my 45 bucks for an ultimate edition, bro. I don't want to pay $150,
You
bro.
pay 120, boy.
Well, but 150, bro. Probably with shipping,
Oh,
like 160. So
damn, damn,
fucking that's
165, man.
that's just
God damn.
wonderful. But yeah, those were some of the they started putting out, they finally started putting out in the main line farewell tour John Cena's, because all the ones they've put out thus far are collector's edition, or um they're collector's edition. Yeah, I think they're both collector's edition. So those are going to be a bitch to find. But they actually did finally start putting some out in the main line. Oh, bro, and they unveiled an ultimate edition from when he turned heel. Bro, oh, I cannot wait for that shit. It comes with the face
Oh, it's
too.
got the fate.
Yes. It comes with
Bro,
both faces. It comes with a happy face, and then it comes with the face when he dapped up Cody, and then it also comes
and
with the face where he held up the championship and just had
yeah,
that like
blank.
frown on his face. Yeah. It comes with that one too, so I'm excited for that. They finally put out an Ultimate Edition of Rhea Ripley that doesn't come with a fucking ring, but of course it doesn't have the Women's World Championship. So, I all right, whatever. But yeah, so that was some of my favorite stuff from there. So I was fucking with San Diego Comic Con this year. They did put out a lot of good stuff. Um, and yeah, that
Come
was
out with a Cena retirement figure that comes with a cloth version of every single one of the retirement tour shirts. They wouldn't do that, but that would be so crazy.
that would be so ridiculously hard, bro. But yeah, Mattel would never.
They would never do that.
They're putting some of the shirts out in a basic figure, which I do not
Oh,
like, but I also don't. But I
I
also
get it.
understand you can't really pump out every one of them in an elite. Um, but dude, eh, I just I
At
mean
least
I
do like the big cities.
for sure, for sure. So far we have the LA Dodgers one, which is a collector's edition, so nobody's gonna be able to find that. So far we have that one, and then the one they unveiled was the Royal Rumble in the Colts gear, and then other than that, we do got the Toronto one that they unveiled, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, so that was San Diego Comic Con. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But as Durante always says, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell, everybody in the live chat, and my guys, part of the Replay Mafia, JT and JB. Thank you guys so very much for joining us as we got some weekly wrestling television to discuss. And boy, oh boy, was it a
They
rather
fucking
uh
unfortunate.
yeah, rather unfortunate week for weekly wrestling television, and it started off with this. It
Ugh.
started off with AEW Dynamite. this was the second episode that took place from Chicago at the Aragon Ballroom in Arlington Heights, Illinois, as God, this is a build the Forbidden Door. Let me see actually if I
Excited?
can. No, not at all.
What? What do you mean you're not excited, man? We're looking for no fucking Forbidden Door related tag teams on their Forbidden Door tag team tournament, man.
And it's funny too because here we go. Here is the full bracket. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing, they announced a tag title eliminator tournament, and I would have put the image up because just to put it up for you guys, but at the time Dynamite came out, they only announced the first match in the tournament. It was literally just all question marks except for FTR and Jet Speed. However, since then they have put out the whole bracket. The bracket has FTR, Jet Speed, as a first round match. The next one is the Bang Bang Gang, Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson versus Big Bill and Brian Keith. Another match is the Outrunners versus the Young Bucks. And the other one is the Gates of Agony versus Bro Dito. Bandito and Brody King have a fucking tag team name. They are Bro Dito. Which, if you haven't noticed, there are no teams from New Japan there. So,
Nothing. What is Forbidden Door? What is it at this point, besides just something you traditionally do around this time?
And what's even worse for AEW's case this year, like, you have Tanahashi, and this is his last year, so you'll be able to use him, I would presume, for Forbidden Door. But the thing that sucks most for AEW around Forbidden Door this year is New Japan's biggest star is hurt right now. Gabe Kidd is injured. So what exactly are you going to do? What exactly are you going to do for your main event scene in New Japan, or in New what are you going to do in your main event scene for Forbidden Door from New Japan?
That's a fucking amazing question, because I don't think they have an answer for that.
That the tag title tournament itself, I mean, they kind of gave it away on this show who's probably going to be the ones to end up winning that. So there's that, and yeah, other than that, man, honestly, the tournament sounds rather lame. The Bang Bang Gang versus Big Bill and Brian Keith. Bro Dito versus the Gates of Agony. It really is crazy to say that this was once destination television for tag team wrestling.
It's not a destination in the slightest, man, where we don't even have real tag teams. We got Brodito and Bandito and Brody King, and no Forbidden Door related outside of AEW tag teams in their Forbidden Door pay-per-view. That's crazy.
Which, there we go. Which, like you always mention, why are they boys? I mean, what is the connection between Brody King and Bandito? Why do they have a tag team name? A freaking Brody has a partner, which is hurt / being punished, whatever the case may be. Why are you putting him in a tag team with Bandito in the meantime?
Dude, just have him do single shit. He, I, I don't know, man. And I like how they basically just slowly separated Julia from them, and now she literally has her own trio. Good lord. Good lord.
I uh, I don't understand. So they announced that with the first match being on this very show in FTR versus Jet Speed. Wow.
Jet speed.
The show opens up with Hangman Page versus Wheeler Yuta. Oh man. This opened the
A rough
show.
show, man.
This opened the show, and I was like, dude, this is, man, we're in for a long night. We're in for a long fucking night. So, Hangman pretty much mopped the floor with Wheeler Yuta, to be honest, bro. He hit him with he won with a buckshot lariat. He attacked him afterwards with a chain after what they did to his friend Colt Cabana.
Colt.
Yep. I think it was the collision before this episode of Dynamite. They attacked brutally Colt Cabana with a chain.
Sure was. Sure it was the Death Riders. It wasn't someone else.
I'm pretty sure it was the Death Riders. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it was the guy trying to sell him out for having a bank account with his mother. But uh, Hangman attacks Yuta with a chain. Like I said, after what I'm surprised the Death Riders got close to Colt Cabana without a lawyer being present. But he goes to attack him with the chain, and he goes to hang him with the chain. He wraps the chain around his neck, and he goes to throw him over the top rope, and he stops right before he throws him over. Right before he throws him over the top rope, he stops and he looks him in his face as he's all bloody, and he says, "Look, they're not coming to help you. Where are your buddies at?" As he throws him down on the mat, as Wheeler Yuta is lying there, I guess, thinking about all of his life choices. So, yeah, Hangman and Yuta to open Dynamite. Yeah.
What a opener. Why are they still facing Hangman? It's literally the most obvious stalling up until Forbidden Door, and then they'll probably get in, the Death Riders will probably get in the Darby Allin related program. Um, Good lord, man. Good lord.
Yeah. So that was that. Like I said, pretty mind-numbing open. I mean, I just don't. I didn't really have the mental capacity to sit through a Hangman and Wheeler Yuta match, but okay. Speaking of a match I didn't have the mental capacity to sit through, FTR versus Jet Speed. Why is Mike Bailey doing this shit, dude?
Why is he in a tag team, bro? Get him in the singles.
Tony, out of all the fucking people that you could have thrown in your random make-believe tag teams, Mike Bailey, man. God damn it. God damn it, Tony.
He's fucking great. He's someone I want to see more of, and you fucking put him in a nothing tag team. That just loses everything they do. Good lord.
FTR beat Jet Speed to bounce him out in the first round with a roll-up as Stokely Hathaway helps Dax leverage the roll-up by holding on to his crutch. So Adam Bopeland comes out afterwards, and and he says he He says he can't get at FTR, but he made a business deal with some guys, and they're in the business of hurting people. The Hurt Syndicate come out. They shake Adam Copeland's hand, and 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 Bobby and Shelton just start going to fucking town on FTR. And they break out in a massive brawl, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Way to tell me exactly who's winning this tournament.
It literally and that's what I said. Like, when they showed the bracket, I'm like, oh, okay, I wonder who the other teams are gonna be, because so far all they had announced was Jet Speed and FTR. They didn't even announce the other 3 matches yet. And then when this happened, I'm like, okay, thanks for telling me exactly who is gonna win here. So now we know FTR is going to win the tag title tournament, and why the fuck are the Hurt Syndicate boys with Adam fucking Copeland?
Like,
Where
I
is that
don't
coming
get it.
from?
What is the business decision that you guys made between each other? Are you paying them? Or what the fuck is going on here, man? What is the connection between anybody? That's another problem with AEW. You got teams like Brodito, you got Adam Copeland and the Hurt Syndicate. Like, I get your friends backstage. It does not relate to television. You have to make it relate to television. And you guys do not do that at all. And it comes up with the most confusing, random link ups on television.
Yeah, because I mean, like, Cope he's standing on the ramp and he's talking about, I can't get at you guys, but I made a business deal with some guys. Obviously, the word business, one would think of the Hurt Syndicate, right? I didn't even
Yeah.
think of the Hurt Syndicate, because I'm like, well, and like, that wasn't even a thought in my mind, because why the fuck are they boys? Like, why? Like,
What is the business arrangement? Like, what is it?
like, what, like, okay, so they're in the business of hurting people. But what would the Hurt Syndicate get out of that? They just, I mean, that's just a glorified favor for Adam Copeland. That's just whooping somebody's ass because he asked if you could. Like, what would the Hurt Syndicate get back from that? Like,
And it's gonna be the dumbest reason, because the reason is gonna be because they like to hurt people.
yeah,
They wanna
yep.
beat them up. That is 100% the reason they're gonna give for that, and that's like the lamest shit ever, because you're gonna probably face them anyway, so you'll hurt them, quote, anyway. So why are you attacking them already? I don't get it, man. I
Like,
don't get it.
with and that, and that was one of the things I thought too, is people would say, well, what do you mean, what do they get out of it? They get to beat people up, they get to hurt people. Yes, but what do they get out of that? With that logic, they could fucking go up to Justin Roberts and fucking maul his ass. What the fuck? They could go up to some random schmuck in the crowd and start whooping his ass. With that logic, they could go fucking, like, what? That doesn't make sense. What do they get out of this friendship with Adam Copeland?
Especially when you just had a little backstage, promo from those guys where MVP was saying like, we want competition. We don't want like people, that aren't like fully ready to face us and shit. And you're just randomly beating people up. Wouldn't you want them to like just observe the tournament and be like itching to face whoever wins it? That would be a fun dynamic throughout this tournament. Is like each match, Hurt Syndicate are watching this match like just like itching to face whoever is winning this tournament, man. And they just beat up the obvious winner of the fucking tournament already. Great fucking build up to the match.
The other thing that I thought of was, Tony Khan's cop out for this storyline would be Adam Copeland paid The Hurt
Oh,
Syndicate.
I was waiting for I was waiting for it. He paid them, and I'm sure they're gonna throw that in there too.
Oh,
We
you
made a
know they
little.
are.
They're gonna. He's gonna hand MJF envelope. MJF's gonna stuff it in his suit pocket, and that's all we're gonna fucking get because I care about fictional money between fictional characters. That's what I care about, man.
Yeah, that really gets me invested in a fucking storyline. Man, I get to go to sleep happy today knowing the Hurt Syndicate got their bag.
Get some more money, man. Like, what?
What? So, yeah, they went out there, they beat the shit out of FTR, and that was that. So FTR advanced in the tournament, and right there they told you who's going to win the tournament. Now Tony Khan's got a bad problem at making tournament winners so obvious.
Very
Remember
obvious.
earlier this year during the Owen when Tony Storm came out to she came out to confront Mercedes after her first round victory? Like, dude,
That's
and,
how. That's
and
how Tony does everyone.
yeah, and she didn't even she didn't even what is it? Confront anybody else in the tournament, just Mercedes, and then Mercedes ended up winning it. Like why would you just give it away like that? Like what the fuck?
Have like they literally had Tony Storm go out there and give one little backstage promo where she talked a little bit about everybody, but other than that, only interacted with Mercedes, and she's the one who won. He does that every time with every tournament. The people that tournament goes on a challenge only interact with the 2B winners, man. Every time.
So that was that. That was the first round match of the Forbidden Door Tag Title Tournament. We get a backstage vignette promo from Jon Moxley. He says, "We know the hangman that rode into Arlington, but by the end of the night, we will find out the hangman who rode out of Arlington." What that
What,
means,
Pumpkin?
we will, yeah, what the, what that means, we will find out later in the night. Will Ospreay. This shocked the shit out of me. I did a double take. I'm watching Dynamite. I got my head down. And, you know, of course, you hear Tony Schiavone. He's like, "It's Will Ospreay coming next." And I'm like, huh? And I look up. And I'm like, look back down. And then I look back up real quick. And I'm like, oh, didn't expect to see him. We just had heard that Will Ospreay is injured. So I'm thinking worst case scenario here, which made this kind of weird. So Will Ospreay's out there for a promo, obviously, and he says he had no idea he would be here today, but he needed to give everyone an update. Again, thinking worst case scenario, and I'm like, oh, this is bad, right? He says he's been struggling with his neck for 10 months. He says our medical here at AEW is very on it. I've heard other things, but okay.
Yeah, we're quite the opposite, but go ahead.
What when they're very on it when they hear neck injury. But I haven't told anyone, and that's my mistake. But I really wanted to get us over the finish line, and we got that belt back, bruv. But after the Death Riders did what they did, I got an MRI the very next morning, and my C2 and C6 have 2 herniated discs that have gone into my spinal cord. It sounds bad, but it's treatable. And with the right treatment, I should be back for Forbidden Door. He thanks Swerve, he thanks Hangman, and he tells the Death Riders he's coming for them when he gets back. He leaves the ring. He meets Swerve on the ramp, and they hug and celebrate as if this guy just announced he's going to be out of action for a year and a half. But not saying I wanted him out for a year and a half at all. I'm very happy with the news, and I'm very happy that he's going to be back by Forbidden Door, but
I announce it. If
uh,
it's that short of an injury time, just disappear and come back and explain it after the fact. Like, dude, tell us that you're injured if you're about to be out at least 6 months or more, dude. What are you, 3 months even, dude? You're gonna be out like fucking 3 weeks, a month.
so
What is the point of telling us this?
100%. Like, again, he comes out here and he comes out here and he says he tells us he's been struggling with his neck for 10 months. And he also says, I didn't know I was going to be here today or whatever. In my mind, I'm like, oh man, they flew him out as an emergency to, announce he's going to be out of action and probably end up missing the show in London. So I'm like, man, this really sucks. Like, man, we're going to be without Ospreay for an extended period of time. And again, I'm glad that he's not, but you had him come out there and announce a 3-week injury? That
Like,
seems like you ran out of creative for the night because again, why 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 not just keep him out, and the closer we get to Forbidden Door, and then the closer we get to Forbidden Door, you just bring him back as a shock return.
say keep them out the whole time. Don't do this shit. Do what you did at All In, and then like play it up on Dynamite. Is like, damn, is Osprey going to be able to make it in time for Forbidden Door? And then boom, he boom randomly shows up. Oh my God, Osprey! It'd be a great moment. And now it's just, oh, he's gonna fucking not be on television for 3 weeks. Like, dude, this is AEW. I wouldn't be shocked if anybody's off television for 3 weeks in a row. Like
Yeah.
this.
And Osprey actually got written off. A lot of people don't get that luxury in AEW.
Yeah,
Half the
he
time
literally
you just disappear.
you rid him off due to injury, and then you have him show up just to tell us he's injured for 3 weeks and go away again.
Like
Just keep
what?
him off TV and don't bring it up. What was the point of this?
Yeah, this to me made absolutely no sense. And then again, he talks about he's got 2 herniated discs that are in it that have went into his spinal cord. And again, I'm not a doctor, but that sounds legit. That sounds again like something that like, oh man, that doesn't sound good. Just to announce you're gonna be back for Forbidden Door, like again, I'm happy he's gonna make it, but what the fuck was the point of announcing that? That again, just keep him out via storyline. Say the Death Riders, injured him indefinitely, and then bring him back for Forbidden Door if he's good to go. Like what?
And what are they even planning for him for Forbidden Door? What is probably going to be his match?
Maybe he's gonna face the emissary of violence, Claudio Castagnoli.
You might as well just stay off the goddamn pay-per-view at that point. like,
Uh,
bro, what? Like, yeah, if you're gonna continue, him and Swerve like hanging out and teaming up together against the Death Riders, have fucking Swerve be outnumbered these next couple weeks and have it really play up as like, damn, I don't think Osprey's gonna be back. What is Swerve gonna do? Boom, Osprey comes back. Boom, he has his he has his backup back. No, it's just, hey, I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks. Like thank you. I really needed to know that.
I,
The dirt sheets probably would have told us, but okay.
I, yeah, I didn't understand. I did not understand the point of this whatsoever. Um, and honestly, bro, what he could be doing at Forbidden Door, it probably will end up being Claudio, to be honest, because Claudio's the one
Probably
that
will.
stomped his neck, so he's gonna face the linchpin of the Death Riders,
Emissary.
the emissary
Exactly,
of
dude.
violence, Claudio Castagnoli. I just what in the blue hell was the fucking point of this, bro? I
I don't know. I have no clue what the point of any of that was.
It was so stupid, dude. It was so stupid. It really just gives vibes that Tony Khan deadass just ran out of creative for the night and was like, huh, I think we could
Yeah.
probably get like a 20-minute Will Ospreay promo in here. I think we could take up 20 minutes with entrances on a Will Ospreay promo. I think that sounds about right. But yeah, again, I'm glad he's gonna be back in time. But like, what the fuck was the point of announcing that? That just made no sense to me.
Made literally no sense.
So yeah, Will Ospreay's he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back in about 3 weeks for Forbidden Door. So that's great news. Just don't know why it was announced. That would be like Seth Rollins injuring himself, coming back to cut a promo and announce to the world the injury. Just say, guys, I'm gonna be back in 2 weeks for the build to SummerSlam, and I'm gonna call out Roman Reigns or something. Or that would be like CM Punk tearing his tricep. I mean, like, guys, I'm so sorry I got hurt, but I'm gonna be back for the Elimination Chamber so I can punch my ticket to WrestleMania. Like, dude, why would you announce that?
Just let it happen, dude. Just show us. Make it a moment. You got this fucking dork Shivani always saying this is a fucking great moment. Make a great moment out of something like that. This is a great moment.
This is a dynamite moment. Yeah, so him and Swerve, they stand there and they hug and they celebrate, and Will Ospreay takes in the ovation from the Chicago crowd as if he's going away indefinitely. I don't. All right.
No.
So MJF and the Hurt Syndicate are in the back, as MJF was not present for the Adam Copeland business arrangement. And MJF walks right up to MVP and he says, "Why are we boys with Cope all of a sudden?" You know, Max, I said the same fucking thing. I literally said the same exact thing when the Hurt Syndicate came out. I said, why the fuck are they boys? That is verbatim what I said. And that is verbatim what MJF said as well. So, MVP says, we made a business arrangement to hurt some people. Great.
Cheap ass shit, dude. Fucking Tony Khan. Cheapest fucking rich guy in the world.
Hey, bro. Golly. MJF says, well, that's cute, Montel. But how about we get back in the business of helping me get my damn world title back? MVP walks away from Max, walks up to Bobby Lashley, and takes Bobby's championship off of his shoulder. Bobby then lunges at MJF, grabs him by the neck, and slams him up against the locker. He says, we don't need to help you with shit. We're not your lackeys, and as far as I'm concerned, I want you out. As he gives them the thumbs down, and they all walk away. Okay. To me, this is the best part of the show. But even at that, I don't know why we're teasing this already. Like, where did the dissension come from? Because the last time that, at least the last time I remember seeing these guys, they were all fine. So
they all won.
I don't, again, I mean, it was great. Like, I love Bobby's I love his demeanor. Again, I love how he comes off. I think he's a great part of AEW, and I think I think this segment was awesome. Just the way, just the way Bobby Lashley, just the way his aura, you can say, comes off. He comes off like a legitimate badass, and I think he's great. But why is MJF out? Like, what the fuck happened? I mean, again, he literally just, I mean, is it because he told is it because he told MVP we needed to get in the business of getting my damn world title back? Like, um, I don't know. I just felt maybe it should have took a couple more weeks of MJF trying to get these guys to be his lackeys before Bobby did something like this again. Because the last time I remember seeing these guys, they were at All In, won, and we're all cool. So,
Yeah,
what the fuck
they all
happened?
literally at All In, they all won their respective goals. They were all happy as shit. They were on Dynamite, showboating it up. What is this aggression from both sides? All of a sudden, like you said, like play it up, dude. Like have MJF trying to like come up to these guys like every week on Dynamite and try to like formulate a plan to like get him the world title, and they like keep no selling him or something,
Yeah.
and build it up, dude. Like you're where did this come from? That's what I'm asking. It's like where did this aggression from both sides come from? Yeah, yet the whole time Lashley doesn't like, MJF, and he never did, but like they obviously were cool when each other were winning, so maybe like I don't know, have MJF get in their way too much during their tag matches or something, and build the annoyance there, or no build to the aggression between these two. It just randomly exploded randomly on Dynamite, and I don't know why.
I I I couldn't tell you either, bro. I couldn't tell you either. I mean, again, I don't know when exactly they wanted this whole thing to blow up. I don't know why. I don't know when they wanted it to, or anything like that, man. But again, it was just it just felt rather cheap. It felt rather cheap, and it just feels rather rushed. I think is also a good way to describe it. Yeah, it just like it's just like it just left
I
it
don't
left
get
me
it.
with more questions than answers. Why do these guys not like each other now? Please tell me the reason why these guys do not fucking like each other all of the sudden.
I don't get it.
So, I mean, again, it was a good segment, just made no fucking sense. Like, like again, this segment would have been gold had you actually built to it.
Exactly, because I like all these guys individually, and I like their like together chemistry and their like aggression against each other chemistry.
Hmm.
If this is just is this is happening for no reason.
I don't get it, bro. I I really don't understand. Tony Storm defeated Billy Starks. Or according
Uh,
to Excalibur, timeless Tony Form. Next up, we next up we have Dominion. Billy Starks versus AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Tony Form. Timeless Tony Form. Thank you, Excalibur. Thank you for that.
Re-signed Ian Riccaboni, bro. Fucking put him on commentary.
For the love of
Holy
God.
hell. Please, man. This dude fucking sucks.
I don't
It
know.
is
I
nice.
really do not know how he passed quality control for the lead commentator on AEW Dynamite for the better part of fucking 6 years. I don't get it.
Because Tony Khan was a WCW fan. That is exactly why. Um,
Well,
even though,
in Tony Schiavone's case, I'm talking about Excalibur. I get Tony.
oh yeah,
I
Excalibur too.
yeah,
Yeah,
I get Tony Schiavone because we all know why he's there.
nostalgia.
But yeah,
Mhm.
but but man, what the fuck, dude?
I
This guy
don't
is the
get
lead
that.
commentator.
And he's fucking horrible, man. Was he the ROH commentator
Yes,
before AEW? Is that what he was?
yes.
You could fucking tell he was an indie commentator. Um, but I do like seeing, Athena and Billy on actual AEW television a lot more. I do. I'm just very interested to see how they do this Athena and Tony thing. Very interested but confused.
Yeah, so Tony Storm, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm glad they're starting to introduce the AEW audience to the story between those two. Um and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I'm glad that they didn't blow it up in ROH. I'm glad that the AEW audience is getting a little glimpse of these two as a pairing. So Tony beats Billy with a chicken wing sleeper. Billy attacks her immediately after the match. She tells Athena to come down from the balcony so she can cash in. Athena comes down there and they both start beating up Tony Storm. And Alex Windsor comes out for the save.
Mm,
What the fuck?
I guess she's Tony's Tommy.
I guess. Oh, you know what? I think commentary I think commentary said that she was the next one vying for the ROH Women's World title.
Oh, it's more about she's ops with Athena, I guess. And okay, I guess. And
Yeah.
they just want to get Will Ospreay's girl up there. I respect it.
Yeah. So
It's all it is.
yes it is. So yeah, that is
She doesn't seem bad.
that is, yes, that's very true. It's obviously she's getting featured because she's dating Will, but at
Yeah,
least
for
she's
politics.
actually good. So
Exactly. Sometimes backstage politics ain't that bad after all.
exactly, just as Beast Mortis. Um,
Yeah, man.
so Swerve versus Hechicero. Swerve Strickland versus Hechicero. Oh my god.
I
Oh,
love Hechicero, man. That's my goat.
Hechicero.
I love Hechicero.
Excalibur decided to let all of us know during the entrances. Joining the Don Callis family means Hechicero betrayed the whole country of Mexico.
But yeah, everyone in Mexico's watching their TV and they're like, who betrayed our fucking country, man? Hechicero. That fucking prick joined fucking the Adam Cole family, betrayed the whole fucking country, man. What an asshole. We burned our flag.
Hechic-
That's who betrayed the Mexican country.
Hechicero has been disowned by all of Mexico
All
because
of Mexico.
he joined the Don Callis family.
Ugh, fucking, I love the exaggeration of AEW commentary. They just say shit where it's like, bro, what? Why does the whole country hate this guy?
The whole country. The whole
Like,
country. What? Okay.
like the day Osprey turns heel, that's exactly what they're gonna say for him too. He betrayed the whole entirety of the UK. And it's just like, bro, what are you talking about? He's not a fucking politician. He's he's Will Osprey. He's Hechicero.
Brother.
I fucking love AEW commentary. It's so shit.
He betrayed the whole country of Mexico by joining the Don Callis family. Swerve goes for a swerve stomp that is broken up by Lance Archer, causing a DQ as Lance Archer is backed up by the walking doorknob, Josh Alexander, and they're out there attacking Swerve. Bro Dito comes for the save Brody King and Bandito Swerve gets back up, and he's about to and they're pretty much making the Callis family retreat, and Okada comes out with a chair, hits Swerve in the back. He goes to hit Swerve again with the chair, and Swerve counters it and ends up wrapping a chair around. He ends up wrapping a chair around Okada's head. It goes to give him a house call with a chair wrapped around his head, and Okada retreats with the Don Callis family. So yeah, Hechicero never got the victory, nor did Swerve, following his betrayal of the whole entire country of Mexico, and how the whole entire country hates him now because he joined the Don Callis family. And Okada and Swerve are still feuding for Lord knows what reason, and the Don Callis family continue to feud with Brody King, Bandito, and Swerve. What what in the
The
world,
fuck is
dude?
going on? What is Forbidden Door, dude? Why do you still do this show, man? I don't get it.
Ricochet is in the back. He says the Gates of Agony will use their money they won in the four-way 400K tag to invest into their quest for gold.
What does that mean? What,
What?
what are you gonna buy?
What do you? What the fuck are you going to buy? That's going to what are you gonna hit up the $1 million man and buy the $1 million championship off him? Or are you gonna buy new wrestling shoes to move you around the ring better? I mean, what the fuck does that mean? What?
How do you invest money into championship what are you buying, the fucking Rocks mobile fucking gym or something, dude? What does that mean? How do you do that? Explain to me, what are they gonna fucking buy to invest in a tag team title goal? Wow. Tell me, please tell me what the fuck they are gonna buy. Please.
Uh,
The fuck was that statement? What does that mean, dude?
I, I
The
man,
fuck?
I'm listening. I'm listening to this shit as we get deeper and deeper into the show, and it's getting harder and harder to watch. I'm sitting there like, what? What in the world does you? What can you buy that's going to help you win a championship? What are you gonna buy a replica championship to carry around? Like what? Don't know what that fucking means, but that's what Ricochet and the Gates of Agony are planning on using their money for.
That was genuinely probably the most confused part of Dynamite for me. I fucking heard that, and I was like, dude, what does that fucking mean? What, what are you gonna buy? How do you put money into a tag team title? Dude, you're not fucking starting a bakery over here. What do you what do you mean? I don't get it, dude. At
Yeah,
that
like
point, just say you're going to a fucking strip club with the money. It's just as worthless.
well, speaking of confusing, MJF comes out for a promo. And boy, did this take a turn that I wasn't expecting. He comes out there and he says he does not need Bobby Lashley to get back the World Heavyweight Championship. He says Hangman is a coward and he will beat him fair and square to get his championship back. Mark Briscoe then comes out.
They were okay.
He says he's going to keep it short like Max's kosher pickle. And this got no pop. You could clearly tell that even the audience feels that the horse has been beaten to death with this joke. He says MJF stole the gauntlet win, and he's an opportunistic bastard. And he wants to wrestle him next week. MJF says, no, you weren't supposed to win anything because when the pressure's on, you lose. He says he wins under pressure. MJF says he wins. MJF wins under pressure.
He's not wrong about him losing, but
not at all. He says he thinks Mark Briscoe sucks.
Wow. What an insult, man. Oh, man. I think you suck.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
oh my God.
So like, what are they doing with him and Bobby, dude? Like, is MJF about to try to cash in on Wednesday, and is Bobby gonna fuck him over or something? What is going on here, dude? And like, why did MJF, by all logic, obviously MJF's character is egotistical, and he's always gonna say, oh, I don't need these people's help, blah blah blah, whatever. But like, that's why he joined the group, is to get help in winning the world title. So why, while you're in the group, are you saying you don't need them to win the world title? Like, that's why you joined them in the first place. I don't understand, dude. I really don't understand where they're going with this.
So he says he thinks Mark Briscoe sucks. He calls Mark Briscoe white trash. He says, but the people can't get enough of you, Mark. You're funny. You make them feel warm inside. But your biggest fans don't even think you're a top guy. You're a joke. A circus clown. But I know another guy from Delaware who people feared and looked up to. It must suck to look yourself in the mirror, look at your family every day, and know that no one will respect you as much as they did your brother Jay. Mark Briscoe runs to the ring, and MJF retreats. What in the random fuck was this promo? Why did this happen on the show? First of all, I didn't even know these two guys were still feuding. And second of all, who gives a shit about the feud if they are still feuding?
This isn't a feud that hits, bro.
Yeah.
They're acting like this is fucking some gold that they want to continue to have. Like, bro, this was the most random shit leading into All In, and you're keeping this random shit around. I don't get it.
I really do not understand, bro. I really do not understand. Again, I just what was the point of this promo? He tells Mark Briscoe he sucks, and nobody respects you as much as they did your brother. And then Mark Briscoe's still out here talking about a kosher pickle. What what are we doing, dude? What is this? I don't get it. As for if the match is announced next for tomorrow or not, I have no idea. But what is this? I don't understand why this feud is still ongoing.
I really don't understand, dude. I don't.
Mark Briscoe versus the linchpin, Claudio, who Excalibur coined Claudio as the emissary of violence. This dude makes his entrance, and he's standing on a fucking stair railing, standing under like a red light bulb. This man Claudio, I love Claudio, dude, but you could not make it any more obvious that you're trying so hard to look cool. I mean, it is damn near laughable every week. The positions that the camera finds him standing in, as if he's just like, bro, you what? You
He He reminds me of Adam Copeland with how like hard he like tries to be cool.
Oh my god, like, bro, we all know, like, bro, we all know you were not just caught standing like this. Like, you purposely went over there to try to look cool, and it comes off so bad. Uh, Again, he's standing under like a red light, and he's like standing on a fucking stair railing, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, he's standing there to try to look cool, but when the camera walks up to him, all you can say to yourself is, "Why the fuck is he standing right there?" Like, like
They're trying to fucking aura farm. Or like,
so
remember the
hard.
fucking remember the one Death Riders entrance where they fucking open the garage door and they're all just standing there
Oh
posted
my
up?
god, dude.
Like, you know what you're doing. We know you weren't just waiting at the door. You were waiting at the door to look cool. We know that. Like, it was just so funny because you compare it to like the All In entrance, and the All In entrance, you know, with the not John Moxley like that lifted pickup, that was cool
That was very
because you
cool.
know he just drove in. It was a sick truck. Was it had like cool like green LED lights in the grill, super sick.
Yeah.
And then you cut to that fucking garage door entrance. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like to the point where I would mock that anytime I saw a garage door and would open it because it's just so fucking stupid.
Oh my lord. Yeah, so he's standing on the fucking railing just trying to aura farm so hard, and it looks so corny. But the emissary of violence. He comes out here, and for as violent as he may be, I guess it wasn't violent enough for Mark Briscoe, because Mark Briscoe beat him with a small package.
One, look at that.
Mark Briscoe finally did it. He
What a
won
match.
something.
He won a fucking match, dude. Throw pop some bottles, man. He won a fucking match. Look at that.
By hook
He
or
made
by
it.
crook, he fucking won something. Oh my god.
Look at that. Good for him, man. Good for him.
Afterwards, the Death Riders come out and attack him. John Moxley says he wants to make sure no one gets too comfortable. Adam Page walks down to the ring as the Death Riders are in it, and he walks right up to John Moxley, not even caring that they were in the middle of a beatdown. He just literally walks right in the ring up to Moxley's face. And he says, when you said I didn't want Texas Death, you and I both know you were lying. He says, when you say I don't want this, I can't handle the responsibility of what comes with this, to get up every day and do it again. I think you believe that, so I'm going to prove it to you. But I'll prove it to the John Moxley that I know. The John Moxley that carried the weight of this company so many times. He says, next week, Hangman, Mox, for the World Championship. Everyone banned from ringside. He says, I'll see you next week, dumbass. As Tony Khan wasted no fucking time. As Hangman Page is walking out of the ring, he legitimately hit the graphic. The graphic popped up on the screen. Hangman Moxley next week, everybody banned from ringside. So tomorrow on Dynamite, we'll be getting Hangman versus Moxley in a everybody barred from ringside match. So that was AEW Dynamite. The Hangman promo at the end was good. The MJF and Hurt Syndicate stuff would have been good had it made sense. The segment itself was great. It just made no sense. And Hangman, Wheeler, Yuta, Swerve, and Hechicero, Tony Form, and what was the other thing? A random Will Ospreay promo that announced an injury, and for God knows what reason. That was pretty much Dynamite, bro. Rather just flat.
Yeah. Just fucking flat ass soda is pro wrestling weekly television, man, and Dynamite is the definition of that. Um, yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was AEW Dynamite, man. That was AEW Dynamite, and yeah, like I said, show was rather flat, but mostly random. So with that being said, as we move on here to WWE, before we get to that, man, we do have an official word from our sponsor here at NHP, W Energy. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula, sugar-free, 0-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Really, always got to shout out Dovey, whether work, workout, whatever you may need the energy for. It's going to be a big weekend, big wrestling weekend. If you want to stay up for that whole weekend, be awake, be focused, not have the jitters, man. Try Dovey. It'll taste good all at the same time.
There you have it, man. So, again, with that being said, thank you as always to the great people over at W Energy, man, the official sponsor of what we do here at Notorious Heels. So, with that being said, it's time for Friday Night SmackDown. This was your July 25th edition of SmackDown. Apparently, a lot of plans got changed, obviously, because of the passing of Hulk Hogan. So apparently a lot of the plans got changed, but even at that, man, the show sucked. It was MFT beating down Jacob Fatu, Jelly Roll hit a move on Logan Paul. That was
God, that people were glazing it too, and that looked like the most fucking lame ass, barely did the move shit ever.
yeah. I, I pretty sure I used to pull that off back on the trampoline about 15 years ago, but hey, it's neither here or there. but but yeah, that was that. The two, I guess, points of the two things that I noted was we did get a return on the show. It was the return of Kiana James, Adam Pearce's once slime. It's not he did not re-up her contract, and it makes me wonder why didn't he re-up her Raw contract? It's getting shady out here. Adam Pearce, he might be moving different.
Yeah, I don't think he's looking for a Raw contract. I think he's looking for a slime contract. But
I think
yeah,
that's what
she's
he was
back.
looking
She
for.
seems to. That is what he was looking for. My bad. Still thinking about Adam Pearce here. She seems to be like the mouthpiece for Julia, which I'm very interested to see how that goes, man. Triple H felt like it was needed, at least for now. Unfortunately, Julia will still not make it onto the SummerSlam card. I don't know if that title will ever make it on pay-per-view. Hasn't so far in its life. But overall, man, I'm very interested to see how that pairing goes in the future.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, night one, I wasn't really vibing with it. Julia's whole vibe doesn't, to me, really match like the businesswoman vibe that Kiana James gives off. Like,
Yeah.
that to me, I thought might have been a little odd. That just didn't. Kiana James, uh, if she were to manage anybody, um, not that this person that I'm about to name needs a mouthpiece by any means, but I'm saying imagine Chelsea Green that couldn't talk. that is somebody that Kiana James, like, because Kiana James, her character is sort of like a Karen, herself. So like, again, imagine WWE had Chelsea Green, but she couldn't speak. That would be somebody that Kiana James, to me, should be managing. You know what I mean? Julia does need a mouthpiece, and again, I'm not gonna completely write it off. I'll obviously see how it adapts. Again, there's a lot of times where fans write things off, within the first month or the first couple weeks. I mean, I'll see how it goes. To me, it was just an odd choice. Again, those two don't really match each other's vibes. But Kiana James is back, and she's hanging out with Nick Aldis nowadays, man. So I don't know what that means for Adam Pearce, but we'll see. We shall see. Um, but yeah,
Tensions are about to rise even more.
I think so.
But yeah, I think Keanu James would have been better with just a different person to manage. But I'm gonna see how this goes with Julia.
For sure. Because, yeah, I mean, Julia, um, you could definitely tell she has a hard time, connecting with the audience. I don't know if it's a language barrier or, maybe a cool look, but not really cool charisma type of thing. I don't know what it is, but something's not clicking. Like I said, I don't know if it's just her lack of charisma, language barrier. I don't really know what it is, but people don't seem to gravitate towards her. Maybe Kiana James could help out a little better with that. But we'll see how it evolves. But like you were mentioning, Julia was recently doing an interview saying that she could not forgive herself if she missed a 2-night SummerSlam, and
She'll be
she's
able
gonna
to forgive
remember this
herself.
one for a long time. She
She
will
is
never forgive
because
herself for this because she is indeed
no,
not on the card.
no, she's not. So sucks for her. I don't know. Like I said, if that title ever is gonna be put on pay-per-view, man. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Hopefully one day.
Yeah, that championship probably needs like that championship probably needs a feud like the IC title. If you wanted to do something cool with that title, you can
Hmm.
eventually, when they do end up breaking up, you can have Charlotte and Alexa Bliss fight over that. I think those are two big enough names, and if you do the story right, a lot of people will be interested in the feud. You throw the U.S. title in there and make it even, mean something a little more. And yeah, you can have those two feud over it. And I think that would maybe be a good story just to allow people to somewhat sink their teeth into that U.S. championship because as of right now, they have not really found that thing that people are really gravitating towards with the U.S. title. They kind of just put it on random people. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that could help it though.
Hopefully, I really hope so.
There was that, and the tag teams. The Wyatt Six were defending. Want to say it. Can't remember who they were defending against. Might have been the Street Profits. They were defending against somebody, and I can't even remember because all the tag matches on SmackDown end the same way. The whole fucking division ends up coming out there, and then they all brawl. And Nick Aldis has had enough of it and put all 6 tag teams in a TLC match at SummerSlam. So the match at SummerSlam will be. Okay, so it'll be. Oh, they were defending against Andrade and Ray Phoenix, I believe. That's who it was. Okay, so the match at SummerSlam will be DIY versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix versus Fraxium versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six in a 6-man tag team TLC match. That actually sounds great. I'm very stoked for them that they actually got to be on the fucking card. So I'm excited to see what they can all do.
Exactly. Very, very excited. Glad the tag teams are actually on a pay-per-view for once, man. And I'm excited to see how it goes. It's on night two, you said, right?
Yes,
Okay, good. And it fleshes out night two just a little bit more, man, which I like.
definitely. So, yeah, that is it for that's really it for Friday Night SmackDown. That's pretty much everything. Um, Monday Night Raw. The show opened up with another Hulk Hogan tribute as Friday Night SmackDown did. Going back to SmackDown, what the fuck was what was WWE thinking having fucking Bo Dallas out there in a tribute to Hulk Hogan in full Uncle Howdy getup? Come on, bro.
Get up, dude. Like that's like imagine like 2018, someone passes away and they just have the fucking fiend standing out
Bro,
there.
bro, what
Like,
what are we
why?
doing?
Like, come on, bro. What is that? Why did they have it out there like that? Ugh, fucking
Oh my
WWE. They did
god.
it on Raw too. Did the same fucking thing. They just have to have their characters be in character for a fucking tribute, even though they're releasing a documentary just exposing the whole fucking business. This company's hilarious.
Triple H hates exposing the business though. He
He
wished
does.
he wishes the curtain wasn't as peeled back as it is.
As they release a fucking documentary peeling back the curtain. Their words, literally, man. Good lord.
Nice. Nice going. Nice fucking going. So this week or on this episode of Raw, we had El Grande Americano standing out there doing a fucking tribute in full singlet and mask. Yikes. That
Good,
is my god.
good,
For this tribute,
good lord.
Nick Hogan was in attendance. His son made it out for Raw. He was front and center as Triple H was doing the voiceover again, as he did on SmackDown. He pretty much said the same thing this past week. We lost one of the most, you know, well, on SmackDown, he said globally recognized figures. On Raw, he said one of the most globally recognized. Um,
Canons.
So he said Hogan was a globally recognized figure. And he just talked about, how he had the pleasure to share the ring with them and, all this, he's one of the most, iconic figures and, none of us are standing here today without what he did for the company. Um, it was a good tribute and they played a video package afterwards that was amazing. I mean, it was really, really amazing. Again, I, I, me personally, I've never really the biggest, I can't say I was a Hulkamaniac, but even they did a tremendous job with that video they played for him. And yeah, just they did a good job. They did a good job. I don't know what face CM Punk was making, bro. When they came back from that video package, his eyes were so big. I don't know I don't know what the fuck he was thinking about, but he was like,
His like eye wrinkles in that moment were so prominent, dude. He
dude,
looked like he just fucking woke up right then and there, dude. Like holy hell, bro. Apparently, there's video that a fan got right before as they were like setting up the tribute. Punk was trying to get Bailey to like stand next to him up front, and she shook her head no, and just stood in the back. Like, come on, bro. But it was a really nice tribute. They put it together really nice.
yeah, so still crazy. It's still crazy to just see like Hulk Hogan tributes, man. And they
Wait,
also did some stuff throughout the night of it was like Logan Paul and AJ Styles and all these different superstars just talking about what he meant to the business and and all that good stuff, and just talking about just talking about how globally recognized he was, and all that stuff. But yeah, it's still crazy to see. And Cody did it as well, talking about how, it's crazy how, wrestling's Babe Ruth isn't with us anymore. When he said that, I was like, damn, that
It's
is
crazy.
that really is crazy, bro. So
He was the first WWE superstar. You know, and it was really sad.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Um yes, he did say what did he say? He was like, he said something about
all
like how
wrestlers.
everybody back then was a pro wrestler, and he was the first WWE superstar. So uh, I mean, he's not wrong, but you can't be having Cody saying all these S words, bro. But yeah, like I said, they did a good tribute on SmackDown, and they did another really good tribute on Raw, and just crazy to see, crazy to
It
see.
is.
So the show open. Oh, what's his face was there? Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff was there. I
Yeah.
forgot to mention too. He looked pretty distressed afterwards. There was a lot of footage of Hogan and Bischoff and like the NWO. So yeah, so
Yeah.
condolences to the man's family and his friends and all of everybody that was affected by the shit. So yeah, the show opens up with Jay Uso. Was it just me, or was his entrance like ridiculously awkward? It was like production was not cued where the fuck he was.
You're like, oh, I thought he was gonna come from the crowd because he didn't come from like where the hard cam usually points at that top area he usually come
Mm-hmm.
from. He literally the camera was like on that, and then he just like hopped the barricade and was right next to the commentary desk, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
that
he he
okay,
he he came through by the timekeepers, and I'm like,
yeah,
what,
oh,
the
all
fuck is he
right,
doing? Like what? And yeah, and like you said, Michael Cole's he's like, oh, I thought he was gonna come from the crowd, and I'm like, well, he
all
did
right,
come from the crowd. He just came from a part of the crowd he never comes from. But okay. So, anyways, Jay's out there doing his entrance, and Paul Heyman, well, he goes to run it back, and Paul Heyman interrupts him. Paul does his shtick. He tells Jay he didn't come out here to be disrespectful to him. He came out here to talk about family. He says, I cannot believe you accepted Roman Reigns' invitation to team with him, but I know why you did it. It's because of family, right? Heyman says family will always let you down and get you in trouble. It's not a prediction, it's a prophecy. He says his mother lied to him about Santa Claus being real. He says his father lied to him if he told him he wanted him to be more iconic than he was. He says when Roman was gone, who was next in line for the tribal chief? It was Solo, not you. He asked him if Roman ever said he would want him to be as rich and as big as he is. And if he did, he lied to you too. He says he's saying this to Jay because he loves him like family. What the fuck was that?
the point of any of that, dude.
What the fuck was that? Right, dude, what was that open? I mean, honest to God, what the fuck was that open?
It was pointless. It was just fucking just rambling on about family and Santa Claus and your parents lied to you about this and that. Like you couldn't have had, Heyman go out there and try to tell Jay like you're teaming with your cousin after all he did, after he
Eh,
destroyed the bloodline that you wanted, dude, talk about Roman fucking up. Please, for the love of God. If you're not going to talk about it, just don't bring it up at this point. If you're not going to talk about how Roman is the one that broke up the bloodline, what is the point of this, dude?
uh, I have no idea. I truly question what the fucking idea or what the point of the like what was the point you were trying to get across here? His mom lied to him about Santa Claus. That's what we're talking about? 4 days before SummerSlam? His mother lying to him about Santa Claus. Holy fuck. What the like you said, it's not like it's not like it's not like they're pulling a story between Roman and Jay out of their ass for this feud. The history there is so rich. It is probably richer than fucking Tony Khan. I mean, what the talk about again, Paul says in here, I can't believe you accepted Roman's invitation because, and then he goes on to say, because family's gonna get you in trouble and it's your prophecy. Talk about how they had a good thing going and, Roman Reigns, broke up the whole fucking bloodline when he muffed Sami Zayn in the face, made Sami Zayn hit him in the back with a chair. Talk about how Roman didn't talk to them after they lost the tag titles at WrestleMania 39. Did we fucking forget that? Talk about how he was trying to turn him and his brother against each other, and he actually succeeded at it in the end.
Like Roman did so much fuck shit to him, and yeah, you can make the story where no matter what Roman did, to Jay, he's still family, and he's still gonna have his back, and that's a good story to tell with Jay, and you could do that, but bring up the shit that Roman did, acknowledge it, and make the story out of that. At the end of the day, Roman's gonna look like even a better person if he just owns up, acknowledges what happens, and apologizes. He's already the babyface. Can you imagine the pop that crowd would get if Roman says I'm sorry to the rest of the bloodline, to the rest of the OG bloodline? That would be fucking pop of the year, dude. Like I don't get why
That
they're so scared to do that.
that was something, bro, that should have already happened. It was
It is.
if you look back at hell, when he came back after WrestleMania, after he lost the championship, when we got the OG bloodline last year in War Games, it should have happened then. He should have looked all of those guys in the fucking eyes and told them that he was sorry. I do not know why they are so reluctant to have Roman's character take any sort of response. I don't get it. Like what are you waiting for? What exactly are you waiting for him to again just acknowledge that he feels bad about ruling with an iron fist when he was the tribal chief or when he was the leader of the bloodline. I mean it doesn't make any sense. But as for Paul Heyman, why aren't you bringing those story points up? Did we all forget
Like
about you could even bring up, this goes back to 2020. You could bring up him whooping his ass in Hell in a Cell, choking his brother out, whooping his ass in Tribal Combat in 2023, having, Solo come out and whoop his ass, Jimmy turned on him, all this stuff, bro. All this fucking shit.
so much shit between them, and it would work, and both sides are gonna work out if you just bring it up, man. I don't know why Triple H is so scared of that.
And Roman has yet to apologize for the stuff. It doesn't make sense, man. It does not make sense. Um but
Doesn't, dude.
why
Mhm.
Heyman isn't even bringing it up is just it's a huge missed story point there. Huge.
It really is. It really is. And it resulted in what was a very pointless fucking segment of just talking about random nothing when you have so much good material you could go on with.
Jay says, keep running your mouth about my family, OG. He says, because OG, you know me, and you know I'm gonna pull up for my family every time, because that's just me, Oos. He says, that bloodline that still runs deep in my veins. He says, real talk, OG, I didn't want to do anything in spite of Roman. I won the World Heavyweight Championship to prove to myself, to prove it to myself. He says, enough talk about my family. Where the hell is your family at? He says, we brought you into our family, and you screwed my cousin over at WrestleMania, and your boys screwed me out of my world title. So whatever happens at SummerSlam is on your ass. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. He says, bump that. We're going to run this shit back. And he starts yeeting as Paul Heyman is sitting there upset. I will say, I actually like this promo from Jay. I don't know where this promo came from because Paul Heyman really gave him nothing to work off of other than fucking Santa Claus. But I mean, he wasn't stopping every 4 seconds to let the crowd say yeet. He was fired up, and he seemed like he seemed fired up. He seemed like he was just kind of talking from his heart. And that's when Jay is at his best. But actually, I actually really did enjoy this promo from Jay.
Definitely. I actually, like you said, I did enjoy this promo from Jay. I liked his energy here. Jay does work best when he's like hype like that and when he's hyped up and ready to go. And I think that's why that promo worked. I liked it. And I could take him way more seriously when he's not wearing like his brightly colored Jeet shirt,
Yeah,
like the all black fit he's been having ever since he was champ. I do like that. And he has been better overall, man. And I think him out of the title scene makes me like him in that general main event scene more as as not being champion.
absolutely. But yeah, but so that was the opener to Raw again. Out of everything you could talk about with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, that again, why are we not bringing up storyline points from arguably WWE's greatest storyline of all time? We're not
Don't
mentioning
fucking
any
get
of
it,
it.
man.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense, man. But Jay actually, like I said, had a good promo out of the whole thing. So, I guess that was good. But yeah, I don't know what Paul Heyman was out there just word vomiting about. Um, AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors versus Dominic, Roxanne, and Raquel.
Put in the Tony Khan for some of these matches on
What the
Raw. Now, it was more of a match-heavy show, which I do like, and I do think they do need to sprinkle more of here and there in Raw, which I again I do like. At this
Mhm.
point, with the way that opener went, you should have just opened the show with a match after the Hogan tribute,
Yeah.
or you should have just done the Punk and Gunther stuff to open the show. But, um, what were the selection of matches here, man? Again, I like a more match-heavy show. I'm down for that occasionally, but what were these matches? Dude, you have some of the best singles mid-card men's division you could
Yep.
possibly imagine. A great women's division, and the best in the business women's division. Put those in singles matches. I mean, and we were joking about it, but I would rather take a random fucking penta match over some of these matches, dude. Like, dude, you have Pete Dunne in there, which we'll talk about that later, man. You have such a great league of guys and girls you could have, and you do the most random Tony Khan All Star tag matches you could possibly imagine. Like, what?
Yeah, I didn't. I I I I had to rewind when they said what was next because they're like, when we come back from commercial, it's AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors versus Dominic, Roxanne, and Raquel. And I was like, huh? I was like,
What?
what did he just say?
For me was when AJ come out. All I heard was, "Oh, AJ coming out for the mixed tag." I was like, "Wait, mixed tag?" I was like, "Wait, that's a." And then I realized like what that could mean. I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
So, AJ Styles went to hit the phenomenal forearm. Roxanne got in his way, shielding Dominic. Um, AJ then gets in the ring. Roxanne runs at him, and AJ leapfrogs over her. Asuka takes care of her on the outside. AJ throws Kyrie over the top rope for a insane elbow onto the outside onto Raquel Rodriguez. And AJ Styles then hits a phenomenal forearm on Dominic for the win. So Dominic taking a pinfall loss. You fucking love to see that. But I guess that means he's probably winning at SummerSlam. So, so
Think so.
yeah.
Did you see how people like how fans were like hype with his little AAA appearance? How people were like going
Yes.
crazy about that? I think that's a big indication that, especially after what just happened with him taking the pin, he's definitely retaining at SummerSlam. I think they're really high on him right now, which is good. Um, and if you're high on him, put him in like more matches, put him in more weekly
Mm-hmm.
television stuff. You after Mania, fucking with EO, with Dominic, with a bunch of your champions, you didn't do anything with them. Do something while people are champions, and people will like them more. It's like I don't get it, man. I don't get it, but I think he's definitely retaining at SummerSlam, and I just put him in more weekly television stuff, man. Please.
I can only hope. It seems like they're going to put the AAA Mega Championship on him, their world title. I seen him posing with
I can
both
see that.
titles, so I think he's headed for a match with Vikingo, but we shall see. We shall see.
Look,
But
make that a make that a Raw main event or something. Go crazy with it, dude.
yeah, yeah. That would be pretty tough. That would be a nice. That would be a nice. That would be a great Monday Night Raw match for sure. That'd be a great pay per view match, let alone Monday
That
Night
would be a
Raw.
great
But
pay-per-view.
but yeah, I could see them facing at the next AAA show, title for title or whatever. But yeah. So that was that. Also, I know you were just mentioning Tony Khan and his All Star tags. Did you see the vignette with Julia, Sky Blue, and Tekla?
See the vignette, but I see that they like got a name and shit, but I didn't see the vignette, unfortunately. I'm
Dude,
scared now.
the fucking vignette was so goddamn weird, bro. They're like doing they're like doing like the Bray Wyatt spider crawl, but they're like hanging onto the railings, and then like Tekla's in the middle of them, like holding on to them, and they're all like doing it on a fucking stairwell. It was so fucking awkward, bro. So weird. Um. Anyways, I don't know. The vignette was not hidden for me, but anyways, Sheamus. Sheamus is backstage. He's talking to Jackie, and the New Day and Grayson Waller interrupt him. Grayson says the New Day have his back nowadays, and he's looking for a fight. He says Sheamus, very excited, tells Waller he accepts his challenge. He tells him he's going to get a beating and a banger. Waller turns around and the New Day is nowhere to be seen. They have left him. As Grayson is the whole time was like confused why Sheamus was like so willing to accept his challenge. And And he turned around and then he found out why, because Grayson Waller was talking a big game and he did not have his boys with him anymore. So this would lead us into the Sheamus and Grayson Waller match, where the New Day were not present with Grayson Waller. He was out there by himself. Grayson went to do his finishing move where he like rolls into the ring. He like rolls in, or he like does a front flip into the ring through the bottom rope, and he hits him with a stunner. Well, he rolled in and he went to do the stunner, and Sheamus caught him with a bicycle knee that looked pretty gruesome. But other than that, he kind of mopped the floor with Grayson Waller here. It was very one-sided. He went to go for the brogue kick. Rusev came in, distracted Sheamus. Grayson went to hit Sheamus. Sheamus dodged it, and then hit Grayson with a brogue kick for the victory. Afterwards, Rusev did a post-match attack on Sheamus with his shillelagh, and then got him in an accolade, as apparently for the non-US crowd, these two challenged each other, or somebody challenged the other one for a match next week in Brooklyn on Raw. So I don't know if the Clash in Paris match is still happening, unless that match is going to end in like a disqualification or something. Yeah, the Grayson and Sheamus match was okay, and I did like the furthering of the Rusev story, but what were you gonna say?
Very glad. I did like what they did tonight, and I like the furthering of the story. I love that Sheamus is back, dude. Him and his matches on Raw are such a refresher, and something, I hope continue, for the most part, mostly weekly. You don't got to do a match every week, but at least like every other week, give us a Sheamus match, because shit's fire, and that whole division he's around has a lot more potential than what they're using it for. But like what they did here, Waller isn't bad. I was never a Waller guy, but more that I see of him, the more I don't mind the guy. I really don't. And furthering the Rusev and Sheamus thing, a lot of people are saying, they want Sheamus and Rusev to have a best of 7 series, and that could be why we might be getting a third match very soon. I wouldn't be shocked at that, and I wouldn't mind that, man. WWE isn't the type to do that type of thing often, so even though they kind of recently did it with Andrade and Hayes, but I wouldn't mind it here.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean, these guys put on good matches. It's obviously
They have great chemistry together.
they do. They have really good chemistry, and I think it's something that's just helping reintroduce Rusev and just making him look legit against a guy like Sheamus, who's pretty much
So,
bulletproof. There's
mhm.
nothing you could really do to make Sheamus look bad. Everybody knows how legit he is. So yeah, but yeah, that was that. That was that, and then we get Naomi in a backstage segment. Jackie asks Naomi how she might fare on Saturday with Io and Rhea Ripley being prepared for their match. Naomi says, why would you ask me some mess like that? Says Rhea isn't the only one bringing the brutality, and Io may be the genius of the sky, but I can fly high too. She says, just like the rest of those heifers, they're fake and phony. She says, tonight is going to be a cautionary tale.
Fireline.
No matter who they throw at me, whether it's the past, present, or so-called future, she's going to take them all out. And don't be shocked when I walk out of SummerSlam with the Women's World Championship, because you've all been warned to proceed with caution. She's a fucking great promo, man. I'm gonna say I'll say it every week. I did not know she was as good on the mic, like legit. Like god damn, she is great on the fucking microphone. Um, this heel turn may have just been the best thing that ever happened to her, man. This
It has.
this shit has been awesome. It really, really has.
It's been so amazing. She hits that perfect balance of like one line you'll laugh, the next line you're like, damn, that was a fire line.
Yep.
She's fucking amazing. That's such a hard thing for a lot of people to do. Nails it like nothing, man. She's been phenomenal. I hope and I think she will walk out of SummerSlam champion. I think I might have my reasons. We'll get to that later. But she's been great, man. A lot
Mhm.
of great stuff. Like I love the cautionary tail line, and I'm very shocked that the fans are already chanting "proceed with caution." I didn't think that was something that was gonna be like chanted, but it's really cool, man. Really fucking cool. She's been doing amazing, dude. Um, and I think she's gonna retain at SummerSlam. I think
Oh,
she
for
will.
sure. For sure. Yeah, if the news that, Jimmy's going to be moving to Raw didn't help,
Mhm.
it's definitely
Exactly.
like especially with tonight, obviously her team lost, making the baby faces look strong, so we all know how that usually goes. But yeah, man, I mean, she like you said, man, she's just great on the mic. She could just change up on a dime in how she wants her delivery to come off. Like I said, one line, she's making you laugh, but she's not, trying to be funny. She just makes you laugh with the way she just approaches certain things, and
Yeah.
just like her responses. And then, like you said, the next line she's talking about, how everybody's been warned to proceed with caution, and tonight is going to be a cautionary tale and stuff. So it's it is, again, it's very impressive, and it's something that um honestly I didn't even know she had in the arsenal, bro. I really did not know she was this good on the mic until recently, which it really goes to show, if WWE wants to showcase you, they will, and if not, your talents will be hidden. But yeah, I mean, she was doing I mean, she was doing she was doing good stuff on SmackDown ever since uh she turned heel. I liked her vignettes and stuff a lot, man, but I in front of like a live audience, or in terms of like a uh promo setting, she is fantastic, man. I do got to say.
The difference between now and like before pre what was that fucking pay-per-view?
Evolution.
Pre her, yeah, Evolution, pre her cash in, my bad. Um was the Jade stuff, it was the feud was obviously for Jade, and Naomi was great for it, but obviously Jade was the showcase to WWE in that situation. But now, being champ, being the center of attention, it's fucking great, man. I'm glad she gets to be the center here because she's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, that's a great point too. It really did sort of a lot of times it really did sort of just seem like WWE's focus was all on Jade, and nobody really gave Naomi a chance, because everybody kind of knew that this feud was all for Jade, and it was all to just have Jade make Naomi look better, or have Naomi make Jade look better, I mean. So like you said, with her being the center of attention and getting a lot more promo time, it definitely serves her well. So yeah, we get another sneak peek at WWE Unreal, which I believe is
Which
out now. Um,
oh oh it is. I basically damn near watched the whole show from fucking scrolling on Twitter for 10 minutes, dude. Everyone posted every fucking like clip from the whole fucking thing, dude. I'm like, damn, I would like to, see this while I'm watching it.
yeah.
Good
Uh,
lord.
I did not. So from what I seen, it was basically just like from the preview they showed. It was very John Cena heavy. It was
Hmm.
Triple H and John Cena, on the ramp, and they're talking about, Triple H is just telling them, I really want this. last year. By the end of it, I want you to look back and say, this is everything that I wanted it to be. Um, uh, John's response was something like, out of a 500-page book, if the book is really good, it's kind of hard for you to mess up page 500. And Triple H says, yeah, but there is a way. And then Cena's like, what did he say? He's like, well, if the stats play it right, I'm gonna say they don't. A lot of fans will probably say that they did mess up page 500. I personally wouldn't, though. There was a couple paragraphs
Right.
on page 500 where I was kind of like, what the fuck is this? But other than that, I think that this is I think it's been good, and I think it's gonna be a lot. I think it's gonna get a lot better. So yeah, it was a very Cena heavy episode. I was scrolling on YouTube, and one thing that pissed me off was I see a short video, and I believe it was by WWE, and the fucking title of the video is "See How John Cena Turned Heel." And I'm like, if you wanted to air that footage on January 1st, 2026, then be my fucking guest. Why are you showing that in the middle of the farewell run?
The thing, I don't mind seeing, the bad peeking, behind the curtain, all that shit they were saying. I don't want to see it while all the shit that you're talking about is still happening. Like with the Cena, wait until after he's retired. With like everything Mania related, wait till at least like next Mania or something, at the least. Like do this after time.
That just really annoys me, man. I mean, imagine the build to WrestleMania 39, right? And we're coming up on Elimination Chamber. We're coming up on Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship. And WWE decides to post on their YouTube video, see how Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn and the Bloodline crafted Sami Zayn's heel turn, or Sami Zayn's turn on Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. And it's video footage of these guys rehearsing Sami Zayn hitting Roman Reigns in the back with the chair. Like, what the fuck? Why would you show that?
Like, what? Why are you showing me it while it happened? I don't like that at all. It's so annoying and it just kills the vibe, dude. I think there's stuff in there of Cody and KO like interacting after their match, and it's like I don't want to see this right now.
My God.
It's so annoying, dude. It's so just cheap too. It's so cheap.
It really, really is, man. It really is. So I don't know. Again, if you wanted to show this after Cena retires, then be my guest. But why are we diving into his heel turn? That's still an ongoing storyline, man. I mean, there needs to be a line drawn in the sand, in my opinion, man. I mean, that to me makes no sense. There is absolutely no logic. There is no logic behind that, man. You again. In wrestling, dude, things are at their best when they come off as real. And a lot of people even say one of the main things they don't like about the farewell thing is it seems that John Cena is playing a character. That is valid. But, like, obviously he is playing a character. We all know, John is not a bad person. But why would you feed into that even more? Why? I mean, seriously, why would you feed in to the fact that this is just a character? You know what I mean? Again, that is one of the only valid complaints out of many that fans give on the farewell tour. That is one of the only valid ones. Is it might not be believable, which again. Probably the only valid complaint out there, in my opinion, other than the whole Travis Scott stuff. But like, why would you feed into that and show footage to an ongoing story? I mean, come on, dude.
I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
I'd be like right after Bad Blood, You see, watch CM Punk and Drew McIntyre carefully craft their classic Hell in a Cell match from last week. Like, gee, thanks. So the Seth Riders, they're backstage, and Paul Heyman tells Bronson Reed that Jay's family says, without Seth, we are just a group without a leader. Braun Breaker, he goes up to Bronson Reed, and he tells him, which we have now. I guess assuming that he's the leader, unless there's an invisible hand here. He says that they got this. He says tonight you're going to destroy Jey Uso and restore order and power over all of WWE, and that starts tonight. Bronson said he's going to leave Jay and any member of his family down, out, and tsunami'd. He walks away. Paul Heyman says to Braun, I think that worked. And Braun tells Heyman, I have a plan. Very interesting.
Very interesting. I think he's relishing in the fact that Seth is gone.
So, yeah, it seems like his head is growing larger, as now he thinks he's the leader of the group. So that should be interesting by the time Rollins comes back to see how that whole thing plays out. But yeah. So that was that. Lyra comes out for a promo. And she asks Detroit how they're feeling. She says, these are more than my big shoes. These are my Becky stompers. As she does a dance to go along with it.
Dancey dance.
She says, in 2 weeks, 1 week, I'll be standing here as a 2-time IC champion, or I will have failed. And or I will have failed and never will be able to challenge for the title as long as Becky is champion.
They clarified that.
So they did, yes, they did clarify that, because last week they made it sound like they were pulling a Cody Rhodes in AEW and could just never challenge for the thing ever again. So she says she will never be able to challenge for the title as long as Becky is champion. She says there's a good chance that I won't be standing here at all, because in order for Becky to beat me, she will have to beat me into the ground to keep her championship. She says she knows what Becky is capable of, but Becky does not know what I am capable of. We hear Becky's music, and we don't see Becky. So Lyra had her scouted and immediately hits the ropes and just runs towards the other end where Becky Lynch is standing there. She's not even looking at Lyra because she assumes that Lyra is still looking at the entrance stage. And she attacks Becky Lynch with a kendo stick and gets Becky Lynch to retreat. This is interesting because with Lyra getting the upper hand here, is there actually a chance that Lyra loses?
I think there is, dude, especially after what happens a little later in the night.
Yeah.
I think Lyra does lose. I think she does. I don't think it's because strictly of just her and Becky.
I felt the same exact way. I feel the same exact way.
I think we're about to get a Johnny Gargano, Aleister Black situation here.
I could very well see that. I could very, very well see that. I think Bayley is going to have to maybe embrace, not turn heel, but embrace a bit of a darker side in order to get things accomplished. Um,
And that's what I saw Twitter complaining about. They're like, "Oh, I don't want Bailey to turn heel." And I was thinking, like, you could do a bad thing and not have them turn heel.
yeah.
And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think she's going to do a bad thing. I think she's going to let her emotions get the best of her jealousy get the best of her. And I think that's going to happen at SummerSlam. And I think after SummerSlam, it's going to be her, probably denying that, for the first couple weeks and then slowly and surely coming back to a normal state. And I'm excited.
And it makes and it does make sense because in Bailey's mind she would probably think if Lyra's not able to challenge for the championship as long as Becky is champion, um if she loses, then she's just out of the equation and I could just have Becky to myself. And again,
Exactly.
we won't have to they won't have to finagle around in triple threat scenarios anymore. So maybe Bailey figures if she costs Lyra just this one time, and it's maybe not something she wants to do, but maybe something she feels she has to do, if she does that, she could have Becky all to herself, and she could have Becky in a one-on-one scenario for the championship. But I will say, man, I appreciate WWE for actually putting Bailey in some type of story to actually get fans invested in her because what happened with Bailey tonight made me excited, and I thought this segment was fine. I thought it was just a nice, another nice way of build into SummerSlam for Lyra and Becky. I thought it was simple and to the point, but yeah, I thought it was good.
Definitely. I liked it too. I liked it a lot.
So one of the best parts of the show for me came with this next thing. It was Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Well, it started with Sami Zayn and Corey Graves. Graves asked Sami what he wants to accomplish. Sami says Kross has been impeding him on his world title goals. He says he wants to put that to an end, and Kross walks up and tells Corey Graves that he's got the rest of the interview from here. Corey apologizes to Sami and leaves. Kross says, I was debating attacking you with this pipe, but I want you at SummerSlam, so that's just not going to work for me. He says, I'm just here to talk. He says he says my whole time I've been here in WWE, I always get people to eventually show their true colors, except for you, Sami, and it's starting to piss me off. He says he'll go away and let Sami go be world champion if you admit to me that I told the truth. He says, after I beat you, you need to admit that you are no better than anyone else. You need to admit that you're no better than me. He then throws the pipe at Sami Zayn. Sami catches it. He says, Kross, you think you're so smart. You think you have everyone figured out. He says, if I beat you at SummerSlam, or he says, if you beat me at SummerSlam, I will say whatever the hell you want me to say. But what if you're wrong about me? He tells him, when I beat you at SummerSlam, you have to say I was wrong. So somebody's got to say something after SummerSlam, and good Lord, there's no way they have Karrion Kross lose to Sami Zayn and then utter the words, I was wrong, right? What are the odds of that happening?
Yeah, he won't admit, he was wrong. But I do like this. I love the story they're telling of, obviously this is like the first guy Cross is dealing with where he is wrong, where he thinks there's some deeper, you know ego to this person or something, and that isn't the case here. And I do really like how Sammy is the first person he's dealt with where he is wrong. He isn't like some secret asshole or anything. I love the story they're telling.
Me too. Yeah, this to me, man, was the this to me was one of the better parts of the entire show. Um, I love this a lot. I just really don't want them to have Cross say that. I don't want I don't want I really do not, like I said, I really do not want them to have Cross say that. I just feel that will make him look like a bit of a goof. But yeah, I would probably have I would have Sammy lose, and I would have Sammy say that Cross is right, because I think the beauty in that is Cross is not right. So and I mean, again, Sammy, I guess, would be forced to say it, so it's not really like, it's not really like he's admitting to it or whatever. But I just think for Cross, um I mean, what good does it do him saying right now, I was wrong about Sammy, guys, I was wrong, I'm sorry. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know what really good that does, but this segment was awesome. I love this segment, and I thought these guys did a great job.
Definitely loved it. Love what they're setting up, and very curious to see how both guys go after SummerSlam, especially for fucking Cross.
That's if he's around for much longer after SummerSlam. Um,
Yeah.
he could very well say I was wrong, and then we'll see him pop up in AEW. But let's hope not. Bailey.
Oh,
Ba- Bailey is backstage, and Jackie Redmond asks Bailey, "What is next?" Bailey says she lost her IC title opportunity, she lost her tag title opportunity, she missed WrestleMania, and now she's missing SummerSlam. She says for the first time in her career, she is lost for words, and she walks away. As Michael Cole pointed out, he's never seen Bailey like this in her entire career.
Michael Cole trying to be all serious. My whole career, I watched Bailey her whole career. I've never seen Bailey, this speechless before. But either way, love what she said. Loved her tone, and I loved, the obvious, fear, and desperation that she has, man. I think she's gonna cost Lyra at SummerSlam. I'm very excited to see how it goes.
He's he's like, Corey, have you ever seen Bailey this lost for words in her entire career?
I've been watching Bailey her whole career. She fucking love bad, but love what they're setting up though.
So so Bailey walks away, and yeah, like I said, man, I definitely think there's something there's definitely something going on at SummerSlam, and I could very well see her costing Lyra to get Lyra out of the equation so she can, uh, have Becky one on one. So, because the whole time I don't think Bailey has faced Becky one on one. All right, they might have once, but it might have got interrupted, I think, or something. Some shenanigans sort of happened. So I definitely think that could be her mindset going there. Speaking of mindset, I have no idea what Creative's mindset was going here, because we had a all-star 8 women tag match. No, that is not what they called it. That is what Tony Khan would have called it, though. What the fuck was this? What in the world? What in the Vince McMahon was this shit? It was Rhea Ripley, Io, Stephanie Vacher, and Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green, the Secret Hervis, and Naomi.
8 women tag team match. Why?
I I don't know. Do you think they were all fighting over 400K here?
I mean, they might as well been at this point, to be honest.
Hmm, maybe, maybe I could see it. So the match ends with a SVB to Chelsea Green as all four women win 400K in the 400K 8-woman 4-way or 8-woman tag. Again, what do you want me to say? I mean, what the fuck is this? What really? An 8-woman all-star tag? I mean, again, what in the Tony Khan is this match?
Like, I don't get the purpose to this. It's, hey, we have this great women's division that people want to see. Let's get them all in one go on television in one match. It's fucking cheap as hell.
The Judgment Day are backstage as Finn tells the rest of them to cheer up from their loss. He says Judgment Day is still around. People said we wouldn't be around when Rhea left. People said we wouldn't be around when Damian left. People said the group would be done by now. But we've outlasted all the other groups. It should have been, yeah. He says him and JD have to go out for their match. Dom says, do you guys need help? Finn says, no, just stay back here, relax. It's all right. He says, just play some video games. Roxanne hands him some sort of device to play the game on. So she gives him kind of look like a Steam Deck, kind of, I think.
Either that, or I think it's a new Switch, maybe.
Oh, it might have been a new Switch. So she hands him that, and she asks him if he wants to play WWE 2K25. Said no one ever. So he says, "Yeah, you play video games?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course." And Raquel goes, "You know who also loved to play 2K25? Liv." So Dom says, "Oh, okay, let's FaceTime her." As him and Roxanne played 2K25. Dude, that game's been out since March. There's no fucking way you're still finding shit to do on there. There's no way. You got to be playing a soulless universe mode at this point. I mean, there is absolutely no way there's no fucking shot he's still playing 2K in July. The game's dead already.
Is genuinely probably the least I've ever seen people talk about a WWE 2K in my life, dude. I barely even remember this one exists. Like, holy hell. Yeah, nice little segment backstage, I guess. And it's just Judgment Day continuing Judgment Day stuff.
Gotta love the Judgment Day drama. Every fucking week. All the babyface all-stars are celebrating in the back. They're all like, "Yeah, we did it, guys. We did it." It's like the most choreographed thing you've ever seen in your life. Good win, guys. And so Stephanie and Nikki go to walk away, and you can like just kind of hear it. Fucking Nikki Bella says to Stephanie Vaquer, "Hey, so how do you say your last name again?"
That was funny.
I said, "Oh, Lord." And Io grabs Rhea, and Rhea says, "Look, we're friends now. We're teaming together, but don't get it twisted. At SummerSlam, I've got your number." Io tells her she will never be able to beat her. So,
yeah, still, those two are definitely going to be way too distracted with each other at SummerSlam.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I think these two will. I think these two. Excuse me. I think these two will indeed be distracted with each other.
I could tell you the probable ending to that match right now. Rhea is probably going to have the upper hand on both of them. She's probably going to have the opportunity to pin, Naomi and win the match right there. But Io's probably going to be there, and she's going to choose to try to pin Io instead, and that's going to cost her the match. And then Naomi's going to take the opportunity, and whoever she may pin, she's going to win the match.
That is probably what will happen verbatim. So, so, so coin that for what night are they on? Night 2.
Two, yeah, they're on night 2. I think all the title matches are on night 2.
Except Tiffany and Jade, right? Aren't
Yeah,
they?
that's
Let's
the only one
see.
that's not on night 2.
I should have it here. Here we are. Uh, let's see real quick. I'll put it up on the screen for you guys too. Yes. Yeah. Tiffany and Jade, Gunther and Punk, and the women's tag titles are the only ones that are Saturday. Other than that, every single other title match is on night 2. So
And
good,
hilarious.
good lord. So yeah. So yeah. The Judgment Day versus the LWO. Why is this match happening?
What is the point of this, dude? Why? Well, I guess we know the point was more LWO El Grande drama is the whole point of this, I guess.
Yeah, Logan says when is the men's
I
tag?
think
Well, this image we have here, it shows 6. I'll show it again. It shows 6 matches for Saturday and only 5 for Sunday, so I'm assuming it's going to be on
think
Sunday so they can even it out at 6 and 6. I don't know why you would do 7 and 5, so I'm assuming it will probably open Sunday night, to be honest.
exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, yes. Judgment Day and LWO. Um yeah, this it pains me to say this. This is the freshest matchup in this tag division that we've seen in a
Yeah,
long time. The fucking LWO.
these guys are losers, and I don't care about them, but it is fresh, and that is the freshest thing they've done in a long time.
Yep. So, Raul Mendoza. He goes to he gets on the top rope to do some move, and El Grande Americano comes out to distract Raul Mendoza. And Dragon Lee comes out for the save. And as these two are fighting, fucking Corey Graves is just yelling so passionately about how El Grande Americano and Cruz del Toro, they have a deep-rooted family feud that goes back generations. And he's like, oh, it was killing me, bro. Because he's just screaming about how he's like, Grande Americano's coming out to screw over Cruz del Toro. This feud goes back families, generations beyond our years. And Michael Cole's like, what are you talking about, generations? He's like, this guy's been around 2 weeks. So that was kind of killing me. And then, just when things looked up for the LWO, El Grande Briticano, El Grande Britain comes out and costs Cruz del Toro off the top rope for Finn Balor to hit the coup de grace. As, like I said, El Grande Briticano debuts, and they put Pete Dunne under the mask too, bro. Pete Dunne.
His tag team partner has to make a fucking post about how they're just not being fucking booked, so they put Pete Dunne in the El Grande mask. Dog.
Are we gonna
What?
see Tyler Bate in one too?
I genuinely, I wouldn't doubt it at this point. You know how cheap WWE is? They're just gonna keep fucking putting the mask on people because it pops people. Good Lord.
Are they going to make like a Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, and Kaiser group, and then they're gonna feud with American Made? I don't know where this is going. Again, unless they're really mad at Tyler Bate for making that post and they're just not going to use him at all. Your tag team division is on, like, no exaggeration, it's on life support. Like, legitimately, it is on life support to the point where the freshest matchup you have in your tag division on Raw is Judgment Day versus the Latino World Order. Your tag division on life support, and you have a tag team in British Strong Style or New Catch Republic and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. That is fucking great. And you have Pete Dunne out here wearing the Shark Boy mask.
Oh, looks like fucking ass, dude. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're doing this whole something's going on and they're building something with this and I hate it.
Which, like, are they just not going to use Tyler Bate? Are they, or again, maybe what I said, are they going to bring Tyler Bate into this and then we're going to get like two British El Grandes and plus Ludwig, which then, like I said, what the fuck happens when Gable comes back? Are we going to get American Made versus, you know, the luchadors? Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? I mean, again, it was great when Gable does it. Okay, you want something for Kaiser to do, you know, just keep up and you know, keep the gimmick alive as Gable is gone. I thought they were going to build to an El Grande versus El Grande match. Now we're adding like a fucking multiverse of El Grande Americanos. I don't know where this is going at this point. I couldn't tell you. I'm lost. Pete Dunne is under a mask when your tag division is on life fucking support. I don't understand. Yep. You cannot tell me that you cannot put Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne in a program with fucking JD McDonough and Finn Balor and not get a tag match of the year out of that. You cannot tell me that. You cannot tell me that. Why every time Finn Balor and JD McDonough have the tag titles, they are two fantastic wrestlers that can have a good match with a fucking comforter and a fucking pillowcase. Meanwhile, you do nothing with these guys. You do nothing with them. And you have a capable tag team. You had a capable tag team with Ludwig Kaiser, but you fired the other guy. And you have a tag team with Tyler and Pete, and you do nothing. What are we doing, bro? And when we put Pete Dunne in a Shark Boy mask, what the fuck, man?
Don't understand what their process is. Not only with, you know, the El Grande stuff, but like you said, with the tag team stuff, dude. Like, what is the problem? Why are you having tag teams, not using them, and then when you have a good tag team, they don't face anybody, dude? It makes no fucking sense.
I don't. I do not. I do not understand it, bro. I do not. Again, every time we put the fucking championships on JD and Finn, you act as if these guys are bums in the ring, and you put them against and you put them against bums, and you have them do nothing. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It is it is criminal what they do with these guys every time they have the fucking tag team championships. It's criminal. And I cannot stress enough, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, These two guys at one point in this company, many years ago, god damn near almost 10 years ago already, were young, promising prodigies in this company.
Very young, very promising.
And the one of them is dressing up with a mask now. That again looks like the Shark Boy mask from, it might have been the TNA Impact game, or there was some luchador in one wrestling game. He had a shark mask and it had a pointy nose and a fin on top. He doesn't have the fin on top, but he had the pointy nose.
Exactly what you're talking about, because I think he's on Collision the last couple weeks. The luchador named Shark Boy, he's been on Collision, I think, the past like 2 weeks or something. That is hilarious that you bring that up.
There
Did
was
you know that?
I did not know there was a. I was thinking I want to say it was like a TNA. It might have been that TNA video game. And when you went to Mexico, when they drove your created character over the border and you were stranded in Mexico, there was a dude you faced and he had like a shark mask and it had like the pointy nose, but it had a fin on top. And Pete Dunne's mask has got the pointy nose. So
Lord, dude, I don't get it. Like, it is like a different El Grande version of the mask. Oh, I think they are gonna play it up as it's two different El Grandes, or like, I wouldn't be shocked if they call like Pete's one like El Grande Jr. or something. I really wouldn't be shocked. But like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with some of the best people you have on your roster, dude? You're putting them in fucking discount luchador mask. I don't understand.
like, I mean, hate it or love it with Gable, at least, I know it's not the outcome we wanted, but at least it somewhat made sense to, like, him feuding with all the luchadors, and again, him wanting to find the dark arts of lucha libre. It wasn't the dark arts that I think we all hoped for, but like, I mean, you could kind of say in a sense it made sense. What sense would Pete Dunne have to wear a fucking have an El Grande Americano type gimmick? For what?
Dan.
Gunther comes out for a promo. He says last week he made CM Punk understand he doesn't deserve to call himself the best in the world. He says he made him understand he will never be a world champion, and most importantly, I made him shut the hell up. Punk's music hit. He came down to the ring. He says he's not speechless, but more dumbfounded. Not by what you did or what you said, but the gravity of the situation. And it dawned on me, standing across the ring from someone as great as you, I don't want to be world heavyweight champion. I need to be world heavyweight champion. Like I need air in my lungs. Like I need my heart to pump blood into my veins. Like the Red Wings need a 12th Stanley Cup. L move coming from a Blackhawks fan. L move there, Punk.
Yeah, that was the definition of a cheap pop. Ain't no way he actually wants that.
He does not want the Red Wings to win a Stanley, bro. Get out of here.
You cheap motherfucker.
He says, like a Midwest dad needs a cold frost old style on a hot summer day while mowing the lawn. That was that seemed like a lot of unnecessary thought went into that.
Just say a beer, but okay.
He says, and no, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't do drugs, but I understand addiction because wrestling is my addiction. I need the World Heavyweight Championship as a thank you to the millions of people who chanted my name for 10 years. He says, to you, that may be a consolation prize, but to me and to them, it means something. And for as great as you are, all your accomplishments, to say I don't deserve to call myself the best in the world, you're correct. I earned the right to call myself the best in the world and be arrogant about it. And you stand there as world heavyweight champion, arrogant about it, but you can't back it up. He says, I've left a trail of Hall of Famers, legends, and superstars that you can only dream of being in the ring with. Damn. When you compare our careers, it's not apples to apples. Gunther then gets fed up. He says, I've had enough of this. He goes to speak, and Punk covers his microphone. He says, I wasn't finished. There's levels to this, kid. And for as great as you are, Saturday, I'm leaving World Heavyweight Champion. And you can at least say that you will be in the ring with the one and the only best in the world, CM Punk. This is great. This is what I wanted to see. I would have liked during this entire build, but I could see this feud continuing into Crown Jewel Perth.
I think it will.
I could see this. But I like that Punk came back. I would have liked for Gunther. You brought it up last week. I know this was one of your main complaints last week, that you wanted to see Gunther really kind of go in on CM Punk. I agree with that. I kind of wanted to see Gunther kind of, chew him up and spit him out on the mic. Just for not completely. I mean, we all know Punk was gonna come back and do the same exact thing. I just wanted Gunther to, bring the heat a little hotter on CM Punk, and we did not see that, but I'm glad that Punk got something in, because last week when he just didn't say anything, that was like the easiest way out you could have took out of that. And that's what they went for. So I didn't understand that at all. But I will say I did enjoy this week a lot more than I did last week, and I will say this is one of the more unpredictable matches going into SummerSlam, and that's one thing I actually really like from SummerSlam this year. Both world title matches could go either way. They really could, if you think about it, man. If Cena's last opponent is Gunther, one of these guys is losing the championships, and it could be either one of them. Cena is probably more likely, but just because, we all know Triple H doesn't really like to have Gunther lose like that, but I could also see Triple H wanting CM Punk to have a world championship, unless we get the outcome of the of the Rollins injury being a work. So I don't really subscribe to that idea, but I mean, it's not completely impossible, I guess. But yeah, so like I said, man, I do like that from the SummerSlam main events. I think, like I said, both of them are unpredictable. Somebody, no matter who it is, somebody's losing the world champion, their world title, whether it's Cena or Gunther. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that, actually.
Most definitely, I'm excited. I like this promo. I like, the fiery, just promo from CM Punk, and I do want Gunther to get more in on Punk, but I feel like this isn't the end, like you said, to their interactions. Whether it's Perth or maybe they put a pause on it until like maybe Mania season or something. I still think no matter what, there's going to be a feud continuing between these two after SummerSlam to an extent, and I think that's when we'll get like Gunther like snapping and just going in on Punk, man. So I'm very excited for that. But like what they did tonight, I like the energy, in there. I like how fiery Punk was. I love the promo. I thought it was really fucking good.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you've seen on WWE Unreal, this was actually supposed to be the Mania match, Punk and Gunther. So
It was. And
I
then
re-
fucking
I
Michael Hayes.
I really feel that. Oh, is he the reason?
He is the reason that Jey Uso, he was there's a clip, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling now, but it
Okay.
pertains to that, where everybody in like the creative meeting votes Punk to win the Rumble, and then Michael Hayes like goes in and throws like, oh, what if we do Jey Uso, and then they ended up winning with Jey Uso instead.
Oh,
It's
brother.
his fault. It is his fucking fault. We got what we got. Punk was gonna win the Rumble.
What an absolute joke. Why? If everybody voted Punk, why would they? I mean, I'm sorry you voted Jay, but stop trying to be different. I mean, everybody voted Punk. Doesn't majority vote win there? What?
I think it was one of those things where like they were all just in agreement, and then that idea went out there, and I guess they all liked it, and were like, oh yeah, that's different, and they went with it.
God, what a joke.
What a fucking joke, man.
Good God. Thanks, Michael Hayes. Thanks. But wow, that's something. That's something. That's definitely something. I did not know that. But so that back to my point, that's why I was saying I think this feud is going to last a little bit longer, because if these guys were going to feud into Mania, I definitely think the feud was probably meant to be like the summer feud for the World Heavyweight title. So I could very well see this being the fall feud now for the World Heavyweight title. So
I could definitely see that.
So the main event: Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed. Bronson is pretty much mauling Jey. Jey Uso then gets a couple uppercuts in. He's starting to rally. And he hits a suicide dive on the outside. And all of a sudden, you just see Bron Breakker running down the ramp, spears Jey Uso as Michael Cole is screaming, "Oh my God, there's Bron Breakker!" Cole trips. Michael Hayes, Bruce Pritt, somebody tell this man his name is Bron, and the other guy's name is Bronson, not Bronson. Bron and Bronson. Michael Cole is he's something special, man. I tell you,
He really is.
So they start beating down Uso. Roman Reigns comes out for the save. These two start attacking Braun and Bronson, and Roman and Jey go for double ringside spears. They go to run around the ring, and as they're running, Roman gets decked with a spear by Breakker as Bronson decks Jey Uso with a big clothesline, and they get Jey Uso in the ring. Jey gets speared and tsunami'd. Braun then clotheslines Roman Reigns onto the announce table, where he jumps from the apron. He then gets Roman in the ring for a tsunami. Braun crouches down and sort of recites some of the old Roman Reigns lines from promos a promo he cut a couple years ago. He tells Roman, "This ring you're standing in, this is my ring. These ropes, these are my ropes. That cameraman, he works for me. All these fat asses in the arena, they're all dogs. They bark for me." He then hits a run around the ring spear to Jey and Roman through the timekeeper barricade. Bronson Reed, as they're laying there, they get to the outside, and Bronson Reed unties Roman Reigns' Jordans, takes his shoes, he takes the man's shoes off of his feet, and says, "These Jordans are mine now." He fucking stole his Jordans. He robbed Roman Reigns on live television.
I mean, Roman had to walk to the back in his socks, bro.
God damn, bro. He did my man Roman dirty, bro. He done stole the man's Jordans.
People said Roman got to steal his singlet at SummerSlam at this point, because that shit crazy, man.
He got to steal his boots, bro.
He got to steal something, bro.
His entrance jacket.
That's crazy, bro. Burley asked what size shoe you wear.
He must have found he must have found out, bro. Either that or he's gonna sell them for resale price, which is probably even worse.
They're authentic Roman Reigns worn shoes too. He'll make a fucking shitload of money.
So the Seth Riders, they're standing in the ring. Paul Heyman's celebrating with the briefcase. Bron Breakker's marking out for himself. And Bronson Reed is legitimately standing there holding up the Jordans, bro. He's holding up the fucking Jordans as if he just won a war for these Jordans, bro. Which, I mean, he did, but like, robbed the man live on television, bro. Robbed him. Stole his, untied the shoes and stole them off of his feet.
His phones, bro. That shit is crazy, dude. Loved it. I actually, the match itself was completely pointless. It was done
This
and
was the
over with
SummerSlam
right
match.
after the commercial. This was if this is what we get, I'm down because the actual main event of Raw itself, like I said, pointless. It was non-existent. And then this attack happened, and it was really good. Both guys looked really fucking good in this. Braun is really. I like how much of an ego his character is gaining throughout this, and he plays it very fucking well, dude. He does. And Bronson, dude. That man is fucking hilarious. That man just thought in that moment to rob this man of his goddamn shoes. I love it. I love the vibe from these guys. I think they work really fucking good together. I wish we got to see more of these two showcased when Seth was here, but the fact that he's not, I am glad they get to be showcased more. And these guys are fucking great, dude. I love what they're doing,
Yeah.
and I'm actually very excited for their SummerSlam match. Obviously, I'm still of the opinion it shouldn't main event, but it will. So hopefully we get some more shit like this in that main event.
100%. Yeah. If Seth was still here, man, we probably wouldn't have got this moment. We probably wouldn't be
No.
getting the Bronze or the Bronze at SummerSlam in a tag match at all. And again, I said this when Seth got hurt, but this could be a blessing in disguise for that very reason. Is these guys are, Bron especially, but even Bronson, he saw the moment and he seized it. Um, and again, it was a great moment. It was a fucking hilarious moment. Stole the man. He had that man Roman walking up the ramp in socks, bro. Crazy diabolical work there. Stole the man's Jordans. Talking about these belong to me now. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. And I'm glad, like I said, it is a blessing in disguise in that sense because we would not be getting this if Rollins was still here. All the attention would be on Rollins, and these two would probably just still be standing there in their fucking suits and sunglasses. So it's a great change of pace for them. So yeah.
Most
Um
definitely, man. Most definitely love what they did here. Love the change of pace, dude. And that man really robbed that man of his goddamn. Bronson Reed robbed the tribal chief. That's crazy, bro.
Robbed him,
The
bro.
OTC got robbed.
Stole his J's, bro.
Stole the J. Fucking
Golly.
greatness, dude.
Yeah, man.
Greatness.
For sure, bro. So that is everything for Monday Night Raw, and that is everything for Unscripted, man. So, with that being said, that is gonna do it for this edition of NHP Unscripted. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 258. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Yeah, man, like I said, that is gonna do it for everything here today. And with that, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And that is gonna do it for this edition of Unscripted. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This has been episode 258. Everybody in the live chat and my guys a part of the Replay Mafia, thank you guys so very much for joining us here today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all on Friday with the news and the SummerSlam 2025 predictions.
Peace.